Hello there, it's the 29th of April 2020 and here you are with Dan in Essex, UK. So got loads to show you. It's been raining the last few days, really has moved things on. The warmer temperatures we had before that, the plants really appreciated that as well. So far so good this year, and something tells me this year is going to be a very good year for potatoes. And many of you are aware that I'm growing quite a selection of potato varieties here, going really heavy on the old spuds this year, so I thought I would give you an update on them. So let's go. Right, so we go down here to these potatoes, and these are variety Swift, which are a first early potato. So nice tops on them, healthy looking, and it's said that Swift can crop in as little as 8 weeks under ideal conditions. So I'm trying to give them as ideal conditions as I can. I'm growing them in dark buckets which help hold the heat. I'm growing them in a polytunnel, which again is a nice warm microclimate for them. And I'm probably going to be doing some logging over the next few days, so that means I'll have some sawdust to put over the top of them to help hold the moisture in, so that's really good. Now I'm watering them probably twice a week, a good deep watering, and they seem to be doing really well on that treatment. So there we go. Now Red Duke of York here, and once again they're looking really healthy, up nicely. Red Duke of York again, in fact they're Swift, sorry, Swift there, Red Duke of York here, and here we have Red Duke of York as well, coming up really nice. Here I have Wilja, which is a salad potato, once again looking really good, really healthy. So of course, regarding the warmth, we were up to about 24 degrees C, something like that some days, and they really do appreciate the extra warmth, especially to get them going. So all being well, should be getting spuds quite early in the season to eat, and that'll be swell if that happens. So many of you may be aware that I built this raised bed a few weeks ago, maybe a month ago or so, something like that. It's about 18 inches high, and I built it out of gravel boards and wooden fence posts. So there we go. And you can see that this variety of potato here, King Edward, these are doing very well. These are a main crop, so looking really good, and these will really love the warmth that we've had and also the rain that we've had as well. So I'm expecting really good results from King Edward. Down here I have Jazzy, another variety of potato, and you can see they've come up really nicely here. Jazzy once again, and Jazzy here. Now down here I have Desiree, which is a main crop potato, and you can see coming up lovely there. And here I have Jazzy as well, but these haven't come up yet. Okay, so something tells me we're going to have a good year for pears this year. I mean, you see the amount on here. Now, of course, these won't all make it to sort of a eating size. The tree will probably drop some in June with June drop, which is when trees shed some fruit in order to get other fruit through to the eating stage, basically to not overstress the tree, because of course there's only so much the fruit the tree can carry. But you know, if half of these turn into fruits, that'll be great. And I suspect the tree this year wants to set lots of smaller fruit as opposed to smaller amounts of larger fruit. But some years are different, but I'm really happy with how this is coming on. And you can see here, look, we've got a good bit of growth already on this tree. And as many of you are aware, I refer to this tree as the tree that never grows. But it's actually grown, so there we go. I'm looking really healthy as well. This variety is Concord. And this here, this is pear onward, so once again similar sort of thing going on here. Lovely nice heavy crop set. We'll see how it does. This is, I think I put this in the ground about probably about 3 weeks to a month ago, so it's doing really well. I had it in a pot before that and it really wasn't thriving in there, but it seems to love it in the ground, so really happy with how that's coming on. Great stuff. Okay, so this is one thing I recommend people do, and that's to have some standby plugs of very reliable crops, okay? That's in case you get a failure for whatever reason. The birds take them, or they just don't grow, or something doesn't crop well. So what I've got here is Komatsuna. Many of you are aware of how fond I am of that, and spinach and or chard in the middle. Good reliable crops, fully hardy here in the UK, tasty, nutritious and brilliant. So you can see here the grapevine here of Lakemont Seedless seems to be getting more and more fruit set on it every time I look at it. There's over 20 little bunches of grapes on here, so I'm expecting a very, very good yield this year. So really, really lovely there. Okay, and there you go. So I've had a few people ask me questions about grapes, about how many hours of sunlight they need. Well, ideally 7 is the least, okay, full sunlight a day in order to get a really nice sweet grape. Okay, so if you can, 7 hours a day of full sunlight on a south facing wall or fence, southeast facing in the case of this one. The warmth from the wall or fence really helps with the microclimate to help ripen and sweeten the grapes. Okay, so as the season progresses, I'll be giving regular updates on grapes and how you can care for them. It's quite a passion of mine, but this vine, grown from a cutting, is really looks like it's really gonna reap this year. So I mean, look at these ones that already this time of year look, and they're looking quite advanced. So we're starting to get a little bit dark in here, but I hope you can see. And we have, here you go, I've just put the brightness up on the camera here. Right, there you go. So we've got grape here. This is Autumn Royal, and once again this has set a lovely crop. So there you go. I'm expecting great things from this vine here. I mean, look at that bunch there. There's probably about 20 little bunches of grapes on this vine, and here as well. Look, really lovely. So there we are. Looks like I'm going to be getting some nectarines, sorry, peaches off of my new peach tree, variety Peregrine. So there we go. You can see little peaches are formed there. The Dixie Red is carrying a huge crop at the back. Okay, so you can see here now, these are Manchester table carrot, and I sowed these. It was either the later part of last year or the earlier part of this year, but you can see by getting them in early has really benefited them, because you can see that I've got a nice load of carrots well underway here. I may thin them out, move them along so they can spread and get bigger. Very happy. Traditional variety these are. And here I've got some spring onions. So now there's a few reasons why I'm growing them in this polystyrene container. One reason is because it helps to hold the warmth, and this is particularly beneficial considering I sowed them either in late autumn or early winter, so that really helped them. And also with regards to the avoidance of carrot fly, which can be a big problem, carrot fly jumps generally onto the carrot. So what you can do is put them in a container, and then you could lift this container up and put it on a bench or something, or shelf or whatever, and grow your carrots on there, and you're far less likely to get carrot fly if you do that. So this is another reason why I like to grow carrots in containers. And also the fact you can control your growing medium in there. You can have it put what you want in there, whereas if you're growing them in the ground, you might have them in stony soil or clay. And the problem with stony soil when you're growing carrots is they grow down into it and they can become all misshapen, and it can stunt their growth. So I think with regards to growing carrots, growing them in containers can be a very good idea for many reasons. Right, so broad beans. Now once again, these are a great thing to grow. A good time to sow them is the October or the November month, in the season before you're going to be eating them. That way you can get a head start, and it's also nice to have something in the garden over wintering, isn't it? But they also say that if you get them in nice and early, you are less likely to get the black fly. So whether that's true or not, whether you believe in it, is a matter of preference, but it is a consideration. But you can see the first little broad bean has formed there, and I did notice another one somewhere else. There you go, just on there. So broad beans, you can actually, when they're a bit bigger than the ones I've just shown you you can eat them when they are just the pods, okay, and they're really, really tasty, and you can get them nice and early, or you can let them get bigger and eat the beans inside. But they're just a really, really great thing to grow, and because you tend to get them, you know, relatively early in the season, of course, you can then plant something else in that place when the crop has finished. So just a great thing to grow overall, really. Now here we've got Cristo garlic in the raised bed here. Planted these about a month or so ago, and some Cristo garlic that I sowed last autumn, so I overwintered these, and you can see once again how much bigger these are than the ones I planted recently. So can be beneficial, you know, to get some crops in early if you take the right approach for earlier crops the following year. So I'll just show you these carrots down here, and these are variety Nantes, okay, and you can see just the difference. Okay, yes, they're a different variety, but you can see just how, you know, different it is to overwinter things, and you can get an earlier crop as opposed if you sow them like in what one could consider a traditional time, such as in the spring. Okay, people, I hope you enjoyed that, and hope you're all well out there. And of course, if you like my work, please feel free to like, share and subscribe. Now, a question. So I've got some interesting stuff coming up, okay? As you are aware, I'm not going to be revealing too much at the moment, but I would like you to suggest down below if there's anything you would like to see me grow, okay, anything you'd like to see me trial or something like that, because as I stated before, this channel is as much yours as it is mine, and without you peeps there would be no channel really, would there? So I appreciate all of your suggestions, so post it down below. Anything you'd like me to have a go at, you just let me know. Anyway, if you like my work, please feel free to like, share and subscribe, and of course you can check me out on Dan_Home_Gardens on Instagram if indeed you are interested. Thanks a lot everyone, I appreciate you all. See you next time.